local manufacturing assembling automobile company Kantanka is to go electric by mid-2020.
At first glance, this squad car looks like any other patrolling African streets, but it isn't. This pickup model is unique in Africa. It's from a brand called Kantanka, and it's been manufactured in Ghana.
When you have a vehicle like this, then it enables you to do the requisite patrolling, to give assurance to the general public and to deter criminals from striking. So it is very useful.
Kantanka cars are
Kantanka car.
Kantanka vehicles.
Kantanka.
In August 1948, Kwadwo was born in the Ashanti region in Ghana, and that year was the birth of a boy who would one day be called the Star of Africa. From his earliest day, he was different, a thinker, a creator, a man who believed in possibility when others saw impossibility. Fast forward a decade later, a Ghanaian brand carrying his name, Kantanka Automobile, was producing cars on African soil, car designed for African roads by African hands. It wasn't easy. He faced mockery, doubt, and almost no support from the state in his early days. But through determination, invention, and faith, he built something lasting. This is the story of Kwadwo Safo Kantanka. Kwadwo was born into a modest family in Bekwe. At that time, Ghana had just begun its journey toward independence in the late 1940s, and life was not easy. Resources were scarce, opportunity were few. He grew up in a household where perseverance was the only way forward. His family worked hard to provide, but luxury was out of reach. Yet, young Kwadwo was no ordinary child. From an early age, he was curious, always dismantling radios, clock, and machine just to see how they work. Where other children saw toys, he saw system. He later recalled, "I was born with nothing, but my mind was given to me as wealth." A man true rich are not in his pocket, but in his ability to create. His upbringing instilled in him two things: humility and resilience. Both will carry him through the struggle ahead. Why would a Ghanaian inventor dare to take on an industry dominated by the likes of Toyota, Mercedes, and Ford? The answer lay in a problem he noticed in his community. Ghana, like much of Africa, relied heavily on imported vehicles. They were often not suited for the country roads, spare parts were expensive, repairs were complicated. Safo asked himself, why should Africa forever depend on outsiders for its mobility? He once explained, why should we Africans forever depend on others for the thing we use every day? If they can build it, so can we, and we must build it for ourselves. For him, it wasn't just about building cars, it was about independence, about proving that Africans could control their own technology, industry, and the future. The early 1990s became the turning point. By then, Apostle Safo was already known as a pastor, a philanthropy, and a self-taught engineering. He had built gadgets, machines, and even aircraft prototypes, but it was the car that captured his imagination. He began experimenting, starting small. His team would put together engine, design frame, and fabricated body parts. They used local materials, local artisans, and shared creativity. It wasn't easy. Without big investor or government backing, every invention requires sacrifice. Sometimes failure outnumbered success. But for Safo, failure was part of progress. Innovation is born out of necessity. When you lack resources, your brain becomes your greatest factory. Despite skepticism, many laughed at the thought of a Ghanaian car brand. Safo pressed forward. Before we are continuing the video, if you are inspired by this journey so far, don't forget to subscribe and like the video to support more documentaries about Africa's innovators. In 1994, the dream became official. Kantanka Automobile Company Limited was founded. At first, the company assembled cars using parts from abroad. But soon, Safo and his engineering pushed for more originality, and even electronic components were developed locally. The range grew. Soon, they make a lot of car, from Kantanka O94 SUV for Ghanaian's road, Kantanka Omama pickup built for both farmers and businesses, Kantanka armored vehicle designed for security agencies. What made them unique wasn't just their design, it was their purpose. They were made for Africa. Safo once said, "We are not just building cars, we are building confidence. We are proving that Africa can stand on its own 2 feet." His annual exhibition became a national event where new prototypes, sometimes even robots and drones, were showcased to the public. But competition in the global auto industry was daunting. Global brands like Toyota, Hyundai, and Nissan dominate Ghana market. Kantanka faced 3 big challenges. 1. Consumer perception. Many Ghanaians prefer foreign brands, thinking they were better. 2. Government policy. Import taxes often made local production more expensive than imports. 3. Funding. Without billions-dollar investment, growth was slow, and yet Kantanka survived. By the 2010, Kantanka cars were being bought by everyday Ghanaians, government agencies, and businesses.
You know, it's a sense of pride for us. But do you sell outside Ghana?
Yes, we did a few sales outside Ghana, to Liberia,
Okay.
and then to Norway.
Norway?
Yes.
I see.
For the first time in the Ghanaian history, a vehicle assembled or manufactured in Ghana was exported
To Norway.
to Norway.
That's history.
That's over continental Europe to Scandinavia.
Wow.
Kantanka O94.
On 94.
Slowly, the brand gained respect. Safo reflected. They said it was impossible. They laughed, but if you don't believe in yourself, who will? Perseverance is the fuel that drives every great invention. Kantanka Automobile didn't just build cars, it sparked a conversation across Africa. Can we build for ourselves? Today, Apostle Kwadwo Safo Kantanka is more than an inventor. He is a legend, a man who dared to dream when no one else would. Beyond cars, his greatest Kosa Foundation has trained countless young people in mechanic, engineering, and creativity. In his own words, "My life mission is simple: to live African with my invention, to make us creators, not just consumers. If I can build, then so can you." If you enjoyed this documentary, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more inspiring stories about Africa's greatest man.